ሰላም መልካም ገና እና ንጉስ አብ ልደት, which means Merry Christmas in Amharic and in Tigrinya. So a little background about this particular Christmas. Ethiopian and Eritrean Orthodox Tohado Christians celebrate Christmas on January 7th, which is believed to be the actual birth of Jesus Christ. The country follows the Ge'ez calendar, not the Gregorian calendar, which we follow here in the States. The Ge'ez calendar, it consists of 13 months, and the current year in Ethiopia is 2015. I'm sorry, 2016. Interestingly, there are 4 other nations that haven't yet adopted to the Gregorian calendar, which are China, Nepal, Afghanistan, and Iran. The Orthodox Tohado also follows an annual fasting calendar, which includes 7 fasts and other optional fasts as well. During Christmas, the fasting is known as what we call tzom. And during this period, fasting, it's held in the weeks leading up to the birth of Jesus Christ. And the fasting, it's a difficult fasting because it's non-consumption of dairy products or eggs. Chocolate or anything like that. Like that's non-consumption of those products. And during Easter, the fasting is actually for 55 days. The service is conducted in Ge'ez, which is where Amharic and Tigrinya derived from. So in Ethiopia, we have the Amhara ethnic group and the Tigray ethnic group. And in Eritrea, we have the Tigrinya ethnic group. And the culture is pretty much the same. Even the language itself, Amharic and Tigrinya, it comes from the same mother tongue, which is Ge'ez. An example of Ge'ez is Latin. It's a language that is, I wouldn't say extinct because it is spoken by the priests in the church, but it's not spoken throughout the communities in Ethiopia or in Eritrea. So an example of Ge'ez is Latin, where it is the mother tongue of Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, French, and so that's kind of an example of where Ge'ez stands today. So the priest reads from an ancient Ethiopian Bible that's completely written in Ge'ez. And this particular Bible is believed to be the oldest and most complete Bible. The Bible in which the priest reads from, it's also a little over 800 years old. It's 800 years older, I'm sorry, than the King James Version. I remember as a kid attending the beautiful services on Sundays. A typical Sunday service starts at 5 o'clock in the morning and it lasts until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Christmas and Easter The service is a bit different than the traditional Sunday services. The Christmas service, it starts at 6 p.m. and it lasts until 3 a.m. And on Easter Eve, the service, it can last longer than 7 hours. Um, and it usually ends around 4 o'clock in the morning. So women wear traditional cultural dresses known as the zuya, which is what I'm wearing today. And this is pretty much the complete attire. I have the headpiece, the necklace, the bracelet, and the traditional dress and garment. So, um, and this traditional dress is worn by the women in Ethiopia and Eritrea who identify as the Amhara ethnic group or the Tigray ethnic group, which is located in Ethiopia and Eritrea. And so during the service, uh, we cover our heads throughout the entire service. And each time you enter the church, your shoes are removed, and you either leave the shoes, there at a particular area, or you can take it with you within the church. But you're not allowed to come into the church with your shoes on, and that's a sign of respect to God, is what the tradition is said to believe. And women and children, they stand in the right side of the church, and the men, they stand on the left section. Apart from the elderly and children, it's required to stand throughout the service. And we also there's also a choir which is called mezmur. It's known as the spiritual songs of faith, where children, teens, the youth um, sing, and they have like a little uh, group that they have, and they sing in different sections together. Um, and the sounds of the music, it's so beautiful to listen to. And then at the end of the service, you'll find, a range of Ethiopian dishes served after the service. The cuisine, it includes meat, veggie, and raw dishes. And this is really an opportunity for everyone to, because so many people were fasting. And so this gives an opportunity for everyone to come together and just embrace during this special holiday. And it's always followed by a traditional coffee ceremony, which I love. I love to prepare. And what I love most about the faith is the religious visibility that's present. The Christian faith is observed in all areas of the culture, including our dresses. Crosses are displayed on necks, foreheads, as well. In the countryside, the northern region of the country, where my family actually comes from, the older generation of women, including my grandmother, um, would have a traditional tattoo called nikasat. And nikasat is pretty much crosses that are connected with crosses, from the neck all the way down to her chest. And it was so beautifully done. What's amazing is that it's been practiced by the Christians since the 4th century. I remember when we would be out in public, Um, when I would go out with my grandmother in public, people would be just amazed by how beautiful the tattoo is. They're like, I've never seen anything like that before. And so they would always ask me. And so I had to give like an explanation, like a brief explanation on where it originates from. But it happened. It happened often. And yeah, it was really interesting. And then they would just be amazed by like, wow, I didn't even know cultures like that existed. So, um, and unlike here in America or in the Western world, where presents and exchange of gifts are practiced during Christmas, it's not like that in the Ethiopian Orthodox faith. The focus is solely on honoring the birth of Jesus Christ. I love spending time with family during this time. It's a great way to get together, reconcile, reconnect. And during this time, everyone, because families get together, so we cook together. Uh, we really honor and celebrate the birth of Jesus. So happy birthday, Jesus, the eternal, the almighty, the creator of all. And to all Christians that celebrate this special day. And I hope you have a beautiful new year ahead. Bye.